Welcome back, folks. This is 3 at 3, where we describe for you unusual option activity. And it is the 13th of August. This is the second weekly expiration in the month of August. The regular August expiration is 1 week away. So with that said, let's get started with 3 at 3. Our disclaimer is usually the same pretty much every day, that you need to understand that all investments involve risk. Ask somebody who bought a bond if they've ever lost money in a bond. Sure, if you hold it all the way to expiration, but there's no risk in that. Of course there is. There's risk in everything, folks. So just be aware of that and don't follow any of the strategies or any of the trades that I might outline unless you understand the risks. Also, we have intellectual property that is not limited to patents, trademarks, registered marks, and copyright. So please ask us before you reproduce this, but go on over to YouTube and subscribe for free. That's right. All of our videos go over to YouTube eventually, folks. We try to get them up as quickly as possible. They exist on YouTube, thousands of them. You can go through and see, did John really say that? Did Pete really say this? Did Tom Lee really do that or whatever? Yeah, you can go check out the videos, but you have to go to YouTube, type in Market Rebellion, and if you hit subscribe, you'll always be subscribed and able to see it for free. There is no charge. That is all for free. So check it out. All right, and check this out. We just heard today, and this might be sold out by Monday, folks, because we were already sold out for our Vegas conference. Las Vegas freed up a couple hundred rooms for us for the conference, which is going to be October 1st and 2nd at the Aria Hotel and Casino in Vegas. It's going to be a fabulous time. We've got fantastic speakers that are going to be there. We've got surprise guests and so forth. Not everybody from finance, but we've got the best of the best at this 2-day conference. Now, like I say, it was sold out. It doesn't mean people have refunded. They have not. People want in. So we are just releasing these rooms now. Maybe they're there for the weekend. Maybe they're there for a week. If you really wanted to attend, make sure that you either click on Market Rebellion and dial one of the phone numbers, send us an email. If you'd like to get a room, they are going to be tough to get, folks. And once these are gone, your only option would be, of course, to watch it on Zoom, because we are going to be streaming the show as well. Now, it's cheaper to watch it via stream. You don't have to travel, and you'll get all of the presentations from both days. But if you want to be in person, you've got to sign up now. You can go over to Market Rebellion, just type in Market Rebellion in your computer after this, and you'll see exactly phone numbers for subscriptions and things like that, and or email. Just email us or call and do it right away, because I guarantee the 900 people that are already signed up, we were turning people away until Delta started to roll over, and now Vegas has opened up a few more rooms for us. So check it out, and we hope to see you there. Yesterday, I talked about IAA. This is a company that basically tears apart cars. They buy automobiles, and they buy them in many cases for scrap and then tear them apart. And it's a big business, of course, especially with used car prices. So IAA is the stock symbol. It was 52.84 yesterday. We talked about these 15,055 calls. I talked about this on the halftime report. Well, there it is today, 54.13. So moved up about $1.30, something like that. We're at the highs of the day right now. The volume's picking up. Watch this one, folks. We are not out. We are still in, and these are November calls. So you have a lot of time. One of the things I'm doing, since I bought at the money, is selling above on this rally. It's the way I like to do it. I leg into the trades. I buy it when we see unusual activity. If it's calls to the upside, I buy that at the money call, selling out of the money call on the rally. If it's a downward swoosh or a put option, I'll buy that at the money put. And if the stock or ETF starts moving to the downside, sell a lower strike against it. Same principle Works both ways. Bang. And there's my brother Pete and Kevin O'Leary on the bottom row there. We've got Mr. Snipe, as well as Shannon, as well as the judge, and they all looked pretty good in this shot. Usually when I do a screen capture, they're not quite as sharp focus as this, but this was a good one, so I thought I'd show you that. By the way, Pete's final trade was Coca-Cola, but he did say that he bought Beauty and Health Co. along with Kevin O'Leary, and as soon as Pete said that, stock jumped another 2%. All right, let's get into today's 3 at 3. DNMR is the symbol. DNMR. Take a look. 1541 is the strike, or is the price of the asset, and they're buying AUG 1750 calls. 5,000 of them. That's 500,000 share equivalent. What do you need to know about that? Well, you need to be aware that these options expire in 1 week. You also need to be aware that you're buying them on a Friday, and there will be 2 days when we do not trade, Saturday and Sunday. So the time decay is fierce. So if you choose to follow into this trade, just be aware that deep end of the pool is totally in effect here. You're swimming with the sharks when you're buying the short dated options that have a week or less to go. So just be aware of that. But I'm in them, and stock has moved up a couple pennies since we saw it. But look at that, for instance, where we hope the stock could go, where it was back on the 9th and so forth, more like 18 before this sell-off. Scientific, whatever, DNMR Scientific. I like it. It's a $1.3 billion company. It can move fast. And look at that 52-week range, folks. $9.75 to $66. You think we're picking this one up cheap? I think so. That's the first of today's 3 at 3. Let's get to the next. Snap. Snap bullish calls. Stock 75.69, one of the best performing asset classes this year. Snap. 18,000 of those August 75 calls. Same thing as before, folks. Deep end of the pool. 1 week to go. 2 days that we won't trade, Saturday and Sunday. Now you could take a shot and say, you know what? I'm going to wait till Monday and buy into this thing if you choose to do that. And I couldn't fault you on it, but somebody, whoever that smart money is, decided to buy 18,000. That's nearly 2 million share equivalent of these calls at the money. So does that mean something might happen over the weekend? Some sort of announcement or something? Perhaps. I just want to be in, so I am, and I'll be looking to sell higher strikes as this one rallies. 74.69 was where it was. It's only 3 cents higher than that right now. Been as high as 75.85 today. And again, looking at that 52-week range, $20 to $80. Yeah, we're moving towards the upper end, but we all know why. Snap has been outperforming in the social media space. Do they do it again? Well, one way that I'm betting on it is to follow right along with them into this trade. Third and our final of today's 3 at 3 is, well, HL. It's a miner. It's a gold miner. 624 is where the stock is trading. $6.24. They're buying the 650 calls. 16,000. Every option is for 100 shares of stock. So that means 1.6 million share equivalent at 650. Whoever this buyer is controls 1.6 million on the shares count from 650 to infinity. Do I think it's going to infinity? No. I can bet a lot that it's not going to infinity. But if it goes to 7, these calls will be worth a lot more than they are today. Take a look at this. There's the stock, $6.18. You saw it, $6.24. It's a few cents cheaper than when we saw this trade. And the range, 432 to 944, 52-week range. So we're pretty much smack in the middle of that. And somebody thinks something's going to happen between now and next Friday. So all 3 trades today are short-dated options. Be aware of that, because as much as I love you to send me love and hate on Twitter, I won't deserve the hate if you're sending me hate next week saying, damn, I bought those calls and they decayed to nothing. I told you that could happen. This is the deep end of the pool. But we've got 3 different really big trades going on today from people who believe something happens between now and next week, Friday, a week from now, the 20th. I would remind you that we have a brilliant chartist who's part of our team, AJ Monty. AJ Monty, if you want to sign up for the Oracle Hour through today, it's $200 off. Only through today, it's $200 off. So AJ does a weekly webinar with all of his subscribers where he breaks down the activity that he sees on the charts. I think he still calls it 30 stocks in 30 minutes. And he breaks down charts like this. You could throw a symbol at him and he'll break the chart down like that. Is he always right? Just like me? No, I'm not always right. But we both cut our losses when we're wrong and we move on to the next trade. He usually tells you where to get in according to the charts and where he will cut losses according to the charts. If you want to join with one of the best guys in the business, used to have his own TV show on PBS called The Market Guys. That's AJ Monty, our AJ Monty. You can join for just $200 through the end of the day today, and then that special is over. Check it out at marketrebellion.com. All right, questions? You've got questions? I'll try to make answers for those questions. It's at Jon Najarian is my Twitter handle, at JON. Najarian. CBS 0686 asks, what's the best hotel option play based on Expedia versus airlines debate? Well, Expedia and then TripAdvisor. I like, and Booking. I like all those. I like them better than the airlines. Why? Because they have a diverse offering. They offer domestic as well as, and I know Airbnb and the airlines, yeah, they offer domestic and international as well. But until they open up international, folks, the airlines are going to sputter. They're going to have jumps, and then they're going to come back to the same spot, and then jump up and come back to the same spot, unfortunately, because ludicrously, the United States has shut down travel from the UK, one of the biggest spots into the United States. And even though the UK has opened up their travel, the United States has not. So as I said on halftime yesterday, inaugural flight of JetBlue went from here, JFK, over to Heathrow. But guess what? It probably flies back half full because, again, the folks in the Brits can't come back over on that jet because of our rules right now. Until that's opened up, we're not going to see international travel, which is far more profitable, open up for the airlines. Let's hit this one. This comes our way from at BRUMMTY, Brumty. Apple, we've got a lot of heat today. Are there options looking for tomorrow and next week? Yes, there are. 49 strike, 48 strike, huge volume in both for next week. So yes, big activity in Apple. Let me see where we got that trading right now, just to give you an idea, folks, because I've got the live. Looks like we're trading at 148.94. We're up a nickel on the day. We've already been to 149.44. And look at the open interest, by the way, something we always like to look at over at the Monster, Trade Monster back in the day, and now Market Rebellion. When we see big open interests, and let me see how big that open interest is for next week. 168,000 contracts. So 16 million share equivalent at the 150 strike, 152 strike, 50,000, which is 5 million share equivalent. The 155 strike, 34,000, that's 3.4 million share equivalent. Yeah, a lot of upside spec into next week. So thank you for helping me bring that to their attention, Brumty. And lastly, MU. Let's see, Neil, NEILPANKAU. Jon Najarian, appreciate you saying when you've been wrong, MU. You've been right a lot but nobody's perfect. That is so true, sir. And remember, folks, I've tried to emphasize the time decay factor for next week options. I also want to emphasize that I do cut my losses. It's not like I'm a wingman for somebody who's flying in the Thunderbirds. They will follow that wingman right into the ground. Sadly, that has happened because they're literally wingtip to wingtip. And luckily, we don't have that commitment to these trades. Instead, if I buy an option for $1.50 and it loses half of its value, falls to like 80 cents, 75 cents, I am out. I don't have to ride it all the way down to there. Usually the options react relatively quick. So if I buy an option for $1.50, it's usually moving within a day or two because that's why the smart money bought them. But if they are decaying, I'm not going to let it go all the way to zero. I am going to cut it because if I cut it at a 50% drawdown, and let's say I have 10 trades on, and let's say only half of them go from that, and I hit better than 50%, I'd say, more like 75, 80. But if half of them, I lose half the trade and the other half double, and then I put a stop on it and they let them keep running and I'll roll that stop up to let it go. In other words, letting your winners run. Then I cut 50% on that jump. Jumps, it doubles, I cut 50%, and then I roll up a stop against the rest. So if you're somebody like me who's doing that, you'll find you stay at the tables a lot longer. I've been there this fall. In about a month, it'll be 40 years that I've been in this business. Came here in 1981 to play football for the Bears. Ended up playing 4 games, got cut, moved on, came down to the trading floor, loved it, and have been here ever since. But not on the floor anymore. I trade just like you. I point and click and trade just like you. And we can all trade for free these days. And virtually I do, of course, as well. So we're in the same game, folks. And as long as you're cutting your losses and letting your winners run, you will be in the game a lot longer. All right. With that said, if you'd like to check out Market Rebellion, don't forget, if you want to grab those seats for Vegas, there's only a few left. Do that now. Go to marketrebellion.com. Look for the phone number on the page. Look for any of the subscriptions on the page. Go to Get Started on the page. You will see a way to contact us and say, you know what, guys, I want to come to Vegas. My grandson and I, my wife and I, my husband and I want to come to Vegas and join you guys and have a great time. You will have a great time and you'll come away a lot better trader as well. So check it out, marketrebellion.com. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday.